Ken Ryan asks, is technical support also branded? It can be. A lot of partners don't want it to be branded because they don't want our people talking to your people, to your customers, I beg your pardon, without you being present. But we do that all day long as well, so we can interact with your customers as your technical support people. Walter Valentine says, as a reseller, are we protected from the client going direct to SOS? Walter, yes, but there's no foolproof system for that. So it's possible that a customer could come to us directly and we wouldn't know about it and you wouldn't know about it. But that's not the way we do business. We prefer for you to sell to your customers, and because your product's white labeled, usually customers would buy through you. James Snyder says, what system resources are required for a 50 PC network with two 2003 servers? James, it will totally depend on the amount of data that's being backed up per PC. But otherwise, it's very light on system resource requirements, but totally depends on data. Storage, local storage for temp space and working space is the most significant requirement. All right, so let's just look briefly at the reseller portal. As a partner, not only do you have access to the Partner Resource Center, but you've got access to your reseller admin portal, which allows you to see detailed information on your customers. So here you can see the different types of central reports available. I can see all of the machines that my customers are running and the backups that have occurred, how big their accounts are, how big the use space is, when the last backup occurred. I can get detailed backup history reports and search and slice and dice that data by different vectors, such as, in this case, the date period, the from date and to date that I want to analyze. User reporting, so that I can actually configure my different backup types and segment my user base. I can then provision accounts through this same system on demand as I need to upgrade accounts and cancel accounts. I can manage all my payment history information. So it's an extremely powerful portal that lets you manage your online backup business on the back end, which works in complement to the Partner Resource Center, which is designed to help you go out and sell and market your online backup offering on the front end. All right, well, returning to the presentation. So in that overview, I hope you've had an opportunity to see that the support we offer in billing, marketing, sales, training, and technical support is second to none, and really is one of the key determining factors in whether or not you can be successful in the online backup business. Getting into online backup is a lot more than just having the infrastructure and the product. It's about having that entire business life cycle handled, and we deliver that to you as a business in a box. Ken Ryan asks, do you see SOS providing email archiving in the near future? So Ken, it already does email archiving built in. Leveraging the archiving feature, you can sell it as an email archiving product right now. So a question we often get is who partners with SOS, and I'll just briefly talk to this. So where we see partners having success is two ways of looking at it, either the business need that our partners serve or the vertical markets they sell to. From a business needs standpoint, obviously you can bundle this technology and sell it as a general disaster recovery or archiving solution. So to Ken's recent comment, you can sell it as an archiving solution out of the box. You can sell it as a laptop fleet solution or a branch office backup solution. Core server backup is obviously bread and butter for this technology, email servers, app servers, database servers. And then also these data access comments at the bottom, remote data access and mobile data access. Businesses are becoming more and more aware of the benefits that online backup delivers around access to data. So that's an exciting new area of sales growth. And then vertical markets, so the traditional verticals that online backup is extremely rich for. Medical and healthcare, we've got some partners who sell for $20 a gigabyte per year into the medical space. So it's an extremely rich, to give you some context on that, I think those partners are buying from SOS at $5 or $6 per year, so they're making $14 per gigabyte per year margin. When you're selling thousands of those, that becomes tens of thousands of dollars of profit margin for those medical sales that they're making. Financial services is also a big vertical market, as are legal, government, and education, all of which have heavy regulations that apply to them, such as Sarbanes-Oxley and HIPAA, that make them very rich markets for online backup. So I want to actually show an example of one of our more successful partners. And I'll first draw your attention to the bottom right-hand corner. Here's a partner who has built an online backup business with revenue of $70,000 annualized, with profit margin on that $70,000 of $58,000. a gross margin of 82%. Now, whilst not everybody at today's webinar is going to have this sort of success, I'd like to imagine that everybody can achieve those sorts of margins, even if the total amount of money that they're selling in online backup might be smaller. It's an extremely rich margin product. And I also want to talk to the price tiers that you can see here. See at the top, if we look in this middle column, your revenue for managed backup, 500, 500, 500, 750, 750. One of the key things that we try and educate our partners to do is to sell online backup not as a commodity service or not as on a per gigabyte basis, but to sell a fully managed backup solution to your customers. What do I mean by that? I mean that as part of what you sell to your customers, you provide them with a full risk assessment, a full environment audit, a full comprehensive disaster recovery plan that sets out all of the different factors that need to be assessed when it comes to disaster recovery and archiving. And you then provide basically data insurance for their business so that they pay you a flat fee and you guarantee that you'll protect their entire business and their data environment. Now on the back end, you're allocating a certain number of gigabytes in your cloud to that customer, and it might be 250 or 300. But on the front end, the way you sell it as a fully managed service. You don't break out the constituent components. Through that sales approach, we've got a lot of material in our Partner Resource Center on how to do this and resources you can use to execute on that sales approach. But through that approach, we've got partners making 60, 70% margin on the product that they sell. And it's really the way to sell online backup as a fully managed service. And it's something that we'll work with you to help you launch your product so that you can drive those extremely high margin percentages of 60 and 70%. Philip Walker, how many of your partners or cash green, how many fail and lose their investment? Sorry, Philip, I don't quite, how many fail and lose their investment? Oh, I don't have good data on how many of our partners lose their investment. Most of our partners, though, make money from it on day one. So most of our partners are nearly always cash flow positive. So it's not, it sort of isn't much of a risk of, let me back it up a step. There are different ways of becoming an SOS partner, and there are different tiers at which you can become an SOS partner. We try and match those tiers with the opportunity that you've got among your customers. So long as you can guarantee a couple of sales among your customers, you're going to be cash flow positive right out of the gate. And that's really what we focus on doing, and that's what our partner delivery team works on doing. And that's a great segue, Philip, so thanks for the question. At the bottom of this slide says the number one takeaway from this webinar is to get an ROI model from an SOS partner specialist. An ROI model is something similar to what you can see on screen here. Our partner specialists will take you through just a quick questionnaire asking you for some key information about your business and your customers, and they'll then apply a bunch of assumptions that we've extracted from our existing partner base to give you an estimate of the sort of cash flow and revenue you can expect selling online backup to your customers at different price points. It's a free consultation, and it's probably one of the most powerful mechanisms available in the industry for you to analyze your online backup space. Our consultants have been doing this a long time and know a lot more about online backup than you're likely to for some time to come, and can very quickly and rapidly give you an extremely powerful modeling tool, which is our ROI model, to help you assess this business opportunity in your space. So the number one takeaway for this webinar is to call in and ask for, they call it a super meeting. So you could ask for a super meeting if you like, but just ask for an ROI model. And the super meeting is a full product demo, the ROI model, and then they can also get you a mock-up. And a mock-up is our art team will actually produce for you marketing material branded to your company so you can see what a white label would look like for your business. And so that's very useful for you to then go and assess the interest among your customers because you've already got a branded piece of marketing collateral. And there were some questions earlier in the webinar about the sorts of rebranding we do. Here on screen again are some of those examples of the different pieces of marketing collateral we produce. This is an example of our vulnerability scanner, which again is this is a tool that you can get through your partner delivery team. It's a small utility that analyzes a PC and tells you exactly how many files aren't backed up and how much data. So we rebrand this for our partners, and you can see ETTE, one of our partners. You use this to then run on all of your customers' computers, and this then assesses how much data they've got to back up, feeds that data back to you, so you can use that as a conversion tool. So I've covered these items, but again, I want to emphasize that success in online backups is not just about having the best technology, which we have, or the best infrastructure, which we have, but it's about having that support in billing, marketing, sales, training, and then technical support on the back end. And SOS, hands down, I think, provides the most comprehensive partnership program in the industry. So why SOS? Frankly, because of excellence across all of those areas. We've got the best technology from our local backup and continuous data backup all the way through to the rich media streaming and mobile access recovery, and all of the technology that's fully built into the product we make for you. Price point, we won't be beaten on price. So in terms of the price we can supply the technology to you at, we've got some extremely attractive price points. Delivery and support infrastructure, I've probably beaten this horse to death, but we're very proud of the delivery that we provide to our partners. And at the end of the day, it's an economic decision. We're here to help you launch an online backup business within your business that provides you with high margin recurring revenue. So that brings us to the end of the webinar portion of today's, well, the presentation portion of the webinar, I should say, and we've still got some time for Q&A. So please, if there are any other questions in the audience that haven't been asked, please ask them now. Otherwise, if you're interested in the Kindle giveaway, call in while you're speaking to one of the partner consultants. Ask them to put together an ROI model for you. And also you'll need the Kindle promotion code, which is KDX7218. So that's Kilo Delta X-ray, KDX 7218. And while you're talking to the consultants, it's really worth getting a brief tour of the product, but then particularly to get an ROI model built for you so you can understand the opportunity ahead of you. For those just listening on the audio, the phone number is 877-896-3611. Okay, so we've got some more questions coming in. Okay, Ken Ryan asks, I may have missed this, but is there an ETA for Linux support? So Ken, we support Linux today through both our NFS compatibility and our Blue Sky team. So the product out of the box supports all sorts of managed and network resources. So you can expose data on a Linux box and then back it up through a Windows box. So long as you have one Windows box on your network, it will talk to Linux and extract the data from the Linux machines. And our Blue Sky team can set that up for you if you don't want to. Our Blue Sky team is an elite support unit that works for partners. So our Blue Sky CES, Complex Environment Support, they're a white-labeled Level 3 support team who just work for our partners. And actually, they'll go through our partner to the partner's customer and set up the backup, monitor the backup, do reporting on the backup. So they become an extremely powerful extension of your support organization. Philip Walker says, okay, explain the Kindle thing again and give me the code. All right, Philip, you call 877-896-3611 and you provide the Kindle promotion code, which is KDX7218. That's Kilo Delta X-ray 7218. Chris O'Brien says, are you integrated with Kaseya, ConnectWise, or other IT management systems? Chris, we're not directly integrated, but you can do that integration using our API support. And also, in fact, if you tune in next week, that sounds a bit corny, but if you attend next week's webinar, we'll actually be unveiling our new Pulse management framework, which is an entire managed services management framework by SOS, which obviously integrates very closely with our software and is going to be the preferred management framework we recommend our partners use. Tracy Casimir Cree asks, my connection went out. Did you answer the question about Mac compatibility? Tracy, I'm sorry.